Hello, welcome back to my channel, Raising Boys. Today, I am going to be making some cheese manicotti. I'm making one for dinner tonight, and I'm gonna freeze two. This is an awesome freezer meal. It's super easy. My whole family loves it. So I am going to share with you how to make it. I will leave the original recipe in the description box down below so you can check it out. But I'm going to go over what you will need. You're going to need 24 ounces of ricotta, or you can even use cottage cheese. You're going to need 2 cups of shredded mozzarella, a 1/4 cup of Parmesan, 1 box of manicotti. You are going to need just some salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and then some, sorry if you heard my 2-year-old in the back, some marinara sauce. I make my own with just tomato sauce and some of this Italian herb spaghetti, so that's why I have that out. But you could definitely use whatever kind of marinara sauce you want. Today I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. That is what you definitely need to make one recipe, and that'll make 2 8x8 pans, so it's perfect. You can put one in the freezer and make one for dinner. My pans, as you can see, are a little bit bigger than 8x8. Plus, here's the thing. So this ricotta is 32 ounce, so I'm going to have about 1/3 more than I need. So I'm just going to increase everything by a little bit and see how much this makes. I'm hoping to make 3 of these bigger sized pans, 1 for tonight and 2 for later. So we're gonna kind of wing it. You can't really go wrong with this recipe. You can't add too much cheese or anything like that. So it's really easy to double or make a little bit extra. Another thing, if you wanted to add maybe some sausage to this recipe, I would add it with your marinara and put it on top. It is awesome. I've done that many times in the past. So let's go ahead and get started. So I am going to go ahead and make my filling. So in this bowl, I just added my ricotta cheese. It was 24 ounces, so I'm doing a little bit extra of everything. In here, I have 1½ teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and then I just add a little extra of both to make up for the extra. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this right in there. And then the original recipe calls for 1.5 cups of mozzarella. So I'm just doing 2 cups, and we're going to add that right in there. And this is going to be the manicotti filling. So we're just going to go ahead and get this all stirred up. Super easy. So I have my mixture all mixed up. I did end up adding a little bit of garlic powder to it. I went ahead and made my marinara. And I have my pans all set up. So what I'm going to do is take half of this, and we're going to divide it into 3 pans and just kind of basically get a layer on the bottom that the noodles are going to stick in. So just kind of this, you want to just get a little bit on all the pan. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this for each one. All right, I have my pans covered in sauce. And next, I'm going to stick my filling inside this gallon-size Ziploc. That way, I'm going to cut a little hole in the side. It's going to be easier to pipe the filling into the manicotti. And the great thing about this recipe is you do not need to cook the manicotti ahead of time. That's the beauty of it and why I always choose this recipe. So no need to boil these. We're going to put in the filling just as they are. So let me go ahead and fill up my bag. I have my filling in my bag, and I am just going to cut the corner right here. Now I can always make it bigger, so I usually tend to make it a little bit smaller just because once it's cut you can't go back, but you can always make it bigger. So we're going to start with that and see how it goes. So you take your manicotti shell, and you're going to go ahead and stick the tip right, I don't know if you can see, right in there. And you're going to squeeze it, fill it up. I usually do one side, it's easiest, and then go to the other side and fill it up just like that. And then you're going to set it in your pan just like this. And we're just going to keep doing that until we have ran out of filling. The original recipe calls for 1 box, which is what is that, 2, 4, 6, 7, so 14 shells. but I do have a second box out because I am making a little bit extra. So I am just going to keep filling these up and putting them in my pan. Okay, I have all 3 pans. I have 2 pans of 9, 1 pan of 10, which is perfect for my family of 5 because my 2-year-old maybe will eat 1, and then the 2 older boys will eat 1, maybe 2, most likely 1, and then that leaves the rest for my husband and I. But we always pair this with like a vegetable plus a salad, so 2 is more than enough for me. He might have 3, but this is just perfect, and I used 2 boxes perfectly for the bigger recipe, so I'm really excited about that. All right, so now all I'm going to do is take the rest of the sauce and go ahead and place that on top, just divided by 3. My sauce is on top, so all I'm going to do now is top it with some more mozzarella cheese, however much you'd like. Remember, there's a ton of cheese in here, so you don't need a lot. And also, I have some Parmesan cheese I'm going to add on there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I topped them with my cheese. I covered 2 first with plastic wrap because these ones are going in my freezer, and then I'm going to cover them with foil. This one's going to go in my fridge. I'm going to make for dinner tonight, and I'll show you what that looks like when it's all cooked up. It's going to be delicious. My kids absolutely love this. So on the foil, I went ahead and just wrote what it was, the date I made it, and then you're going to thaw this overnight, and then we're going to bake it for 375 covered. We're going to do that for 1 hour, and then after you take it out, you're going to let it stand for 10 minutes, and that's it. So I will go ahead and show you what this looks like when I have it all prepped and ready. So I have the 2 covered. They're just going to go right into the freezer like this. This one I am going to cover with plastic as well and go ahead and stick that in the fridge for tonight. I'm really excited about these. So here is the manicotti. Just pulled out of the oven. So let's take a look. This is what it looks like. Oh, that looks delicious. All right, so I'm just going to let it stand for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to be serving this alongside some roasted broccoli with some homemade bread. It looks and smells delicious. Okay, so here it is served up. There's the cheese manicotti, and I'm serving it with some roasted broccoli and some homemade bread. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope you give this recipe a try. If you like freezer meals and would like to see more, give this video a big thumbs up and let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.